Hey everyone, I'm Michaela, and today we welcome Gore to the Soundtrack of Our Lives podcast.
What's up, guys?
Yeah, so A Bud That Never Blooms recently came out. What was that reception like?
Honestly, it's been pretty awesome. Everybody's been telling us like, man, this is great. This is great. Because we released the EP along with the last track from the EP. So we released Pray in December of last year, and then Doomsday in January of this year. And then we just released like Babylon, which was the third single off that EP in August. So we've been slowly just releasing them one at a time strategically. And so far, like every reception after every release has been pretty awesome. Everybody's been like, oh man, this is a great song. This is, I really feel this. And we're like, well, that's what we do it. So yeah, so far it's been pretty great.
And then you guys had a couple of shows before it came out.
Hmm.
What were those
Yeah,
like?
it was actually pretty awesome. Honestly, like for me, I've been playing in bands since I was like 18. I'm old. I'm an old fart now. I'm in my 30s. And up until that point, before we started going out on shows, I haven't played a show in like a year. And for like a musician, you yearn for that spotlight just to be able to go on stage and just perform. And the fact that we were able to do that consecutively for 5 days was like a godsend, you know. I mean, of course, there comes with some caveats to that, the loss of sleep and comfortability is like goes out the window. Also, privacy because you're in a van with 4 to 5 other people, and tensions will get the better of some people, but
Hmm.
the point is like Will's our drummer for the tour. He made it a point, just have fun.
Hmm.
Don't don't let the outside influences come in and or just like the things of the day just bother you. Just have fun. You're there to have fun. You're paid to have fun. So
How do you guys kind of not let the tensions impact you?
uh I think everybody has their own ways of just dealing with their own the tensions. I think it's for me personally, I like to like just put on my headphones and just vibe out. Or if I'm driving, I'll just put on the headphone while everybody else is just sleeping and I just calm myself,
Hmm.
because traveling it can be really rough, especially,
Yeah.
with no sleep and very little, nourishment. But it's everybody deals with it in their own way. But the cool thing about us is that we don't let it like affect like our relationship, our
Hmm.
friendships. So that's we're very vocal about letting people know like, oh, I'm not really feeling that good right now. I'm
Hmm.
like, oh yeah, I understand. And we always try to help out in whatever way we can.
What advice do you have for somebody who is kind of letting that tension get in the way of their friendships in the band?
Well, just really think about it, really collect yourself and not just don't be impulsive. Being impulsive really, really messes it up for you in those situations. It's just being calm, collective, and just really just taking a breath. Take 4 seconds in, 4 seconds out, and then you do that a couple times, you start to like really just bring down the tension within yourself, bring down the storm.
It's a lot easier said than done.
Oh yeah, for sure. Sometimes you're just like, God dang it, I just want to throw things,
Hmm.
and sometimes that might be the accurate response. Not a lot of times, but sometimes it could just be, for some people it could just be some type of physical exertion. Go work out, go run. That way you can just work out that tension too. But everybody has like their thing.
Did you have any pre or post show rituals?
Not really, not that I can think of. I do remember, no, honestly, no. We just went up there and just jammed up because we didn't really have a lot of like time to like. We didn't get a sound check
Hmm.
for this tour. We only got a line check, meaning once the band before us is done, we go up there, we put in our stuff, we hook everything up to the PA, to the front of house snake, and then the engineer's like, all right, guitar, da-da-da-da, good, bass, da-da-da-da, vocals, ah, drums, okay, you're good, and then you just start,
Hmm.
So usually we haven't gotten to that point yet to start our pre-show, post-show rituals
Hmm.
yet.
So they're coming soon.
Oh yeah, they're definitely gonna come soon. Yeah.
Do you have any ideas for ones that you kind of want to try out?
Uh, I don't know. That's a good one. I can't really think of one. I know a lot of bands they huddle up and they have their hands like in like on a huddle
Hmm.
and they're like whatever band, 1, 2, 3, so
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll adopt that. Maybe. Who knows?
We'll find out in the next tour.
Yeah, I mean the next time we link up on an interview, I'll let you know.
Okay. Sounds good.
Or one of the bands will let you know. One of the members will let you know if it's not me.
What did you miss the most while you were away?
Ooh, this is gonna be a sappy one. I missed my wife. Yeah, I missed my wife and my dog and my bed. I
Hmm.
missed my bed. Yeah. Don't tell my wife. No, I really missed my wife because we just got married like a few weeks before I went out on tour.
Oh,
Yeah, so I just brand new newlywed.
so exciting.
And
I'm so happy for you.
thank you. And she was like, oh, man, we just got married and now you're going off on tour. I was like, but she's very supportive of me. She also comes from a family of musicians.
Hmm.
She's from Mexico and she understands, which is the good thing. So
That is helpful.
yeah, very much helpful.
I'm so happy for you. That's so exciting that you just got married.
Yeah, it's definitely different. It's because you go through your life, you come into this life by yourself.
Hmm.
And then, through series of events and trials and tribulations, you figure out who you want to be with, and then that person who finally comes in and you're just like, oh wow, this is interesting. Now I gotta not be selfish. And then you have to take care of the other person and vice versa.
What does she think of the EP?
Oh, she loves it. She absolutely loves it. She loves Haley's voice. She loves the music. She loves the drums. She loves the guitar player.
I would
Uh,
hope so.
yeah, right. And honestly, she always, every time she tells, oh, this just recently just happened. I went to go pick her up from work, and we have like this thing where we like put on music on my truck in my truck, and
Hmm.
she's like, all right, I want to put on some songs. Like, let me put on like a list of songs that I really, really like. I was like, yeah, yeah, babe, go ahead and do your thing. And each song was a surprise because you're still learning things from your significant other every
Hmm.
day. And she's all like looking at me, and she's like, I'm like, what? The next song is about to come on. I was like, okay. And it's Babylon from our EP. And she's like, it's my favorite song. I was like, oh,
Oh,
it's so cute.
that is so sweet.
Yeah. She's a keeper for sure.
I would hope so. You did marry her.
Yeah, yeah. I don't want to do it again. Honestly, I just I don't know how people do it. Like, oh man, it didn't work out. I'm gonna get married again. I was like, oh, dude, you must have lots of money.
But you don't have to throw a big wedding. You could just go to the courthouse.
Yeah, but oh man, I just went through puberty right there. Yeah, but I'm Mexican by ethnicity, and she is too. She's from Mexico. And usually with us is like we get married through the court system first,
Mhm.
and then we have the actual like church wedding later, just to like save up and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a process.
What was it like writing the EP?
So I was brought in a lot later
Okay.
into the process. Whenever I joined the band, me and Devin joined around the same time, and this was Haley just being proactive and just being assertive, and she just wanted to get stuff. She wanted to get the ball rolling.
Hmm.
She didn't really have people already in the group to start, so she already went into the studio with our producers, Caleb Fryout and Benjamin McGinnis, who is the engineer, and they started the demo.
Hmm.
And then whenever I came in, I was a part of like the mixing and mastering phase of the EP. And yeah, so like most of that was already done before I came in, and I mean, the music was awesome. I literally had not too much to do in the demo process.
What was it like deciding to join?
So I actually knew Haley for a few years before I joined the band with her. I met her here in Houston. She was also a part of like I met her when she was in her very first band in Houston.
Mhm.
And so we all had like the same like practice room. It was like, oh man, this chick's really cool because I was also in another band. And from then on, we just like became acquaintances, and we were just very quickly became friends after that because
Mhm.
we would just see each other in this in the Houston scene, and she would perform in another band, and I would just oh, they're performing, I'm gonna go support. And we just like that's how kind of how the relationship started. And then whenever I found out that she was trying to put together a band, I was like, oh man, I need to be a part of that.
Mhm.
And so I told her, hey, you're looking for a guitar player. Here's my resume, so to speak. And then a few days later, she was like, yeah, let's go through I want you to learn these songs. And I was like, all right, cool. Learn them. Here I am.
So it's kind of a no-brainer for you to be part of it.
Oh yeah. I mean, Haley is she's a smart woman. She knows what she's looking for as far as like vision and music. And I want to surround myself with people of that same caliber
Mhm.
and same vision. And that's kind of like how I've always been like attracted to as far as like being in a group with
Yeah.
somebody, because you don't want to be with a group of people where one person's just like, eh, I'm just here,
Mhm.
join the ride. And that kind of like brings down the morale sometimes. But when you're in a group with people who are just like, yeah, let's fucking go. Let's do this thing, let's leave no stone unturned. So that's kind of how that's what drew me to being in a group with Haley and Devin.
Mhm. That makes sense because you don't really want to be with people who don't want to be there.
Yeah, I mean, and then or you don't want to be with people who are just like shaky with their commitment,
Mhm.
not flaky, I guess it would be the correct term. And and yeah, like I've been a part of groups where certain members, we will bring them in because they're so hungry to be in a group,
Mhm.
and then a few weeks later they're like, yeah, sorry, I just wanted to join just for fun. I'm like, that's cool, but you know, everybody else is trying to do something.
Yeah.
And just bringing in somebody who's just like, whatever, is just like, oh, such a bummer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of brings everybody else down.
Yeah. And I mean, that also doesn't just, it's not related to just being in music or being in the band. I think that's with anything,
Mhm.
couples, friendships, co-workers, like if you have some people that are just like, meh, not un, not hungry, then, it brings down the morale for
Yeah,
everybody else.
that's for sure. And you can't have like you need the morale to be high, otherwise it's not fun.
Yeah, it's not fun. And then you're just like, it feels like work. And luckily, with us, we try to keep it fresh. We try to keep it fun. And we try to, we're a bunch of goofballs, to be honest with you. You like, we like to joke around. We like to like throw memes in the chat just to
Mhm.
like some completely random stuff. Or even if we went like, we're all pet lovers. Devin has a cat, a Russian blue kitty, and Haley has a corgi. Yeah, his name is Cosmo, and I have my pupper Buttercup, who's a Belgian Malinois mix. So she's a medium sized dog, but she's hefty. Yeah, that's kind of how we are.
Yeah, 'cause, I mean, you also have to get along too, not even just the morale,
Hmm.
but
Oh yeah. Luckily, we all have like a similar personality
mhm.
where we have like, or I wouldn't say personality. I would say like sense of humor.
Mhm.
And so we kind of like, it's like you're in a band with your brothers and sisters, and you're just like goofing on each other.
Mhm. Can imagine rehearsal's probably pretty funny then.
Yeah, for the most part, we try to be about, the business and
Mhm.
get down to business. And, but once everything's like good and set to go, we're just like, oh, okay, well, we start just goofing around, nothing too crazy though.
You gotta get all the serious stuff done, and then you can have fun.
Exactly. You got to be an adult, you know. If we could just do all the fun stuff right away and then not actually do work, then you're just like, we should have done that first.
Nobody really wants to be an adult.
No, of course not. Why would you? I mean, we kept, hyping ourselves up when we were little. We're like, yeah, we're gonna be an adult and we're gonna do whatever the hell we want.
Mhm.
and this, and that. And then you're an adult, you're like, man, this shit sucks.
Like I really, why did I want this?
Like, I didn't want to pay rent. I don't want to pay electricity. I thought this stuff was free. Yeah. So,
Like, what are taxes?
yeah, well, why do I have to do taxes? Yeah, it's a bummer. But luckily, we're still kids at heart, and we just
Mhm.
have fun.
That's a good mentality to have.
Yeah, I mean, it gets you through it. Gets you through the day. Especially in tour. Whenever you're having tour, you're just like, man, I'm bummed. Hey, man, we're kids at heart. We want to have fun. That's what
Hmm.
we're here for. So let's just have fun,
Yeah.
but also be smart.
Yes. It's
Yeah.
it's a fine line.
Oh yeah. It's the line keeps moving. So you just have to, like, figure out the best way, the best course of action to just do what you need to do, but also have fun.
Hmm. But it is important to find that because if you're not having fun, why do it?
Yeah. And that's why a lot of musicians now, no, not nowadays, but every day, they're like, oh man, I want this glamorized lifestyle that I've been seeing on, social media to become a rock star and this and that. Well, none of us really want to, like us and Gore, we don't really want to be like rock stars, so to speak. We don't want that rock star lifestyle. We just want to have fun playing music.
Hmm.
We're not here just to be like, oh man, I want to get all the girls and I'm gonna do all the drugs. And then we're like, we're super just like, we don't do anything. We're just like, at the most we drink like a beer or a cocktail, and then that's it. And that's one. I had only one cocktail the whole 5 day run that I was with the band. We're pretty straight edge.
There's nothing wrong with that. You could still have just as much fun.
Oh yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Maybe a little bit more because you'll actually like remember it and all that.
Yeah, exactly. So that's also a plus. If you're not too inebriated,
Hmm.
you might not remember the highlights of the night.
Right.
Mhm.
Do you have any highlights from tour that were especially memorable?
Oh man, yeah, I mean, honestly, every single night that we played, because like we didn't know what we were expecting whenever we did the show. Like it was our first run, and I remember the first night we were all so nervous because we all haven't played a show in like forever. And the lead up to the minute that we got on stage, we're like, all right, this is it. This is gonna happen. And we played, and we did have like a really good like audience interaction. Like we fed off the energy there, and people were really having fun. And then
Hmm.
whenever we finished the show or we finished our set, we went to the merch table,
Yeah.
to sign or sell any type of shirts or sweaters that we had. And there was like a line of people, and we're just like, okay, this is awesome. There's like, signing things and stuff. And a few people were like, yeah, we drove all the way to Lubbock just to see you guys.
Hmm.
And we're like, wow, really? And they're like, yeah, we've been fans since day one. And we're like, dude, that's awesome. We didn't expect that. Every single night was memorable because the people loved the music, they connected with the music, and they came to see us, to
Hmm.
support us. And it was awesome. It was so special.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
What was the furthest that somebody had driven to see you guys?
So whenever we were in Denver, Colorado, we were playing at the Roxy, and that was night two of the tour. We had one guy flew in from Iowa,
Wow.
yeah, just to come and see us.
That's expensive. Flights these
Yeah,
days.
yeah, it was insane. And we are like, "Are you for real?" You're like, "Yeah, I needed to see you guys. I love your music. I love you, and like the band." And we're just like, "Dude, thank you." Like we weren't expecting that at all. And okay, so like real quick, there was a guy.
This can be off the record if you wanted to.
Oh
If
no, it's
Oh,
fine.
okay.
It's
I
fine.
didn't.
It's
Yeah.
there was a guy that on day one Lubbock show, he came to the show and he was like, "Yeah, number one fan," and came listening to y'all since day one. And we are
Hmm.
like, "Oh, awesome! That's so cool." Play the second show, which was in Colorado. We saw another guy that looked just like him,
Hmm.
and we're like, "Do we know you from somewhere?" He's like, "Yeah, you saw my brother at the first show at Lubbock." And he told me that you were coming to Colorado, and I came. And I was like, dude, that's so awesome. He's like, yeah, I've been a fan since day one too. And whenever I found out you were coming in, my brother told me to come, and I was like, oh, that's so sick. And then that same guy from Lubbock came to our San Antonio show, which was the last date.
Hmm.
And he was just like, "What's up?" I was like, "Dude, this is the second show in a week that you came to see us." Like, got to represent. And I was like, "Dude, that's so sick."
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
That's really cool. I'm excited. Like, that sounds like it was so much fun.
It was fun. It was a lot of fun. It was, it had its trials and tribulations as
Hmm.
most tours do, but the good definitely outweighed the bad.
That's always nice when that happens.
Yeah, it doesn't always happen that way, but it was definitely a success for us.
That's good. I'm so glad to hear that.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It was unexpected in the fact that we didn't know what to expect.
Hmm. But it was good. So that's all that matters in the end.
Yeah, absolutely. And thankfully, it was a success.
Yes. That's amazing. I'm so happy for you guys.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, so before I ask the last question today, was there anything else that you wanted to mention or talk about?
No, not anything that comes to mind.
So the last question is, what is the soundtrack of your life?
I mean, give me like an example. Like, what would be a soundtrack of your life type
Okay,
thing?
so in the past, we've had people say the entire discography of an artist, a movie soundtrack. Some people have done things that aren't even sounds that aren't even related to music. We've had people pick one song, an album, or they've named like a playlist that they've made before.
Hmm. Man, I don't know. I never thought of that before. The only thing I can think of, because since I come from a multicultural like background, being Mexican, living in
Mhm.
America, I'm first generation Mexican American. My parents are from Mexico. So I was brought up in a lot of like Spanish music,
Mhm.
and then from there I became more and more, influenced by Western, American culture. And like I would go from like Spanish music, hip hop to rock, metal, hit like death metal and all this other stuff. And like it's kind of hard to like just if I could do it in a few songs, I would
Yeah,
say
you can do it however you want because it's your life.
thank you. I would go from this group called Mana. All of their discography is freaking amazing. Good music. Go talk about love, loss, heartbreak, and the joys of being with someone you love. And then I would translate and go from there to like Trivium, which is a metal band that I used to love listening to, and I still do. And then to like Bill Murray, which is another group that I'm really, really into right now because they're all of that,
Like
Mana,
it.
Trivium, Bill Murray.
It's well rounded.
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm glad you think so.
So, for all of our listeners who kind of want to stay updated on you guys and just kind of follow your career, where can they find you?
Yeah, so you can find us anywhere from TikTok to Instagram. On Instagram, we are gore.theband. The same goes for the TikTok. And we do have Twitter. I don't have access to Twitter. I don't really mess with Twitter, but I believe it's gore.theband also. You can follow us also on our individual accounts. I'm Gore. I'm Alex Gore.alexking or alexking.gore. I can't. Sorry. Hold on. I think I got it. Yeah, I mean, regardless, you can find our socials on the Instagram
Mhm.
where the band follows the band, the band members.
The band follows you guys.
Yes, exactly. So you can find us there.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me today.
Oh, thank you for wanting to talk to us and talk to me, and happy to be a part of the interview process.
Yeah, it's always so fun to just meet new people and talk to everybody.
Yeah, of course, and this is how everybody connects.
Yeah. Well, have a nice rest of your day.
All right, thank you so much. You too.
Listeners, be sure to go check them out and make sure to subscribe and follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at STLI's Podcast. Thanks for joining us.